Hello, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2026. I'm Cassidy Carson, and this is The Life of a Writer. You'll have to excuse the light. I'm in my upstairs office. It's a little later than I normally get started on this because obviously New Year's Day. JT and I stayed up way too late last night. It was getting to midnight is harder and harder all the time, and we actually were awake until 1 a.m. So it's really not a good idea for us to do that anymore. We're really feeling it today, and even so, I have decided that I'm going to start the year the way I mean to continue, and I've been trying to get work done despite how I'm feeling. So my morning consisted of doing social media posts. I did a Canva graphic to post wishing everyone a Happy New Year. I like playing around in Canva. That's a lot of fun. And when I say I'm starting this year the way I mean to continue, it's not a resolution, but one of my goals, I don't know whether I will be consistent with it or not, but I'm going to try my best. One of my goals is to post on here every day. It may not be a very long post, but I fell off the wagon toward the end of 2025, and I found that part of the problem is I have these grand plans to put together videos. I was saving footage to use, and I'm fascinated by the light. Anyway, I'm feeling like a Picasso. So what was I? Oh, right. Sorry, I am a little distracted because I'm so tired. What I was saying is I fell off the wagon at the end of 2025 because I had all these grandiose plans for videos that I had saved footage for, a lot of B-roll, which I have since deleted. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I wanted to start fresh. And I'm finding that what happens is I will plan something and then I have second thoughts about it. And when I have those second thoughts, that's when I will go back and delete something. I do this in my writing all the time. So I'm going to try to avoid that. I'm going to move over a little bit. Yeah, it's not helping. Let's move the curtain. There we go. Not quite as distracting now. So I'm going to try harder not to do that, not to second guess myself so much, because sometimes it's a lot of wasted effort when I have things that would be perfectly usable if I just took the time to sit down and be patient with myself. So I am going, like I said, I'm going to try to post daily on here. 365 posts. How long the posts are doesn't really matter. I'm not going to try to do any wild pre-planned videos because that's caused me problems in the past. Right now, what I'm working on is consistency. I want to try to be more consistent. I also want to try to be more in the moment and to follow through on things that I've been wanting to do. I have a lot of goals. I have done a lot of things that were really fun over the years. But as I've gotten older, I find that I'm doing fewer of those in favor of chilling in my recliner, binge watching TV shows. So I just finished rewatching Dr. Quinn. I might actually do a throwback Thursday post on that at some point because we've noticed, JT and I have noticed that some of my throwback posts have been popular and people will go back to revisit them. Like, for example, I did one on the Addams Family, and that's something I can do more of in the future because there are a lot of things that I can talk about. As I mentioned, Dr. Quinn. I was a huge fan of Quantum Leap, shows like Supernatural, and Supernatural has some bearing on the book series I'm currently writing, and I haven't talked too much about that yet. I will. But the Restless Spirit series, the initial idea came from something related to Supernatural. And I'll talk more about that specifically when I'm releasing book 3, because that's where it really comes into play. So by later this year, I will tell you the story of how the Restless Spirits series came to be and its connection to Supernatural. So that could be a lot of fun. And in the meantime, I may do throwback posts regarding various episodes of Supernatural. But there are a lot of things that I want to do, not just on the writing front, but for years I've been wanting to get back to practicing my violin, learning guitar, tap dancing, photography, sewing. You know, there are just so many things to do, and I don't need to spend my time sitting in my recliner watching TV. So I'm going to try to live more in the moment, to do the things that bring me joy. I may not get to everything I want to do, but I want to at least try to do one fun thing a day. Not going to decide what thing that will be until the day, because I'll just pick up whatever strikes me in the moment. And that includes YouTube, by the way, because some days I feel motivated to do YouTube and some days I don't. I'm going to try a little harder to at least do a short YouTube every day. I've been more consistent on TikTok and other social media platforms. Instagram is one of my favorites. I love posting pictures on there, but I don't necessarily do that every day either. I just want to put things out in the world that bring me joy, and hopefully maybe they will help bring joy to other people as well. That's really my goal, is to not only bring myself joy, but to share things and hopefully maybe encourage other people to find their own joy. And, you know, I have a lot of deep thoughts because it's a new year and this is the time when we have a clean slate. It feels like a clean slate anyway, and that we can just try to start fresh. So that's my little ramble for today. That's not quite the video I meant to record, but like I said, I'm going to be in the moment. The video is what it is. I am going to post this. I'm going to be more myself. You're going to see more of the real me. I'm going to try not to be quite so practiced and polished, because we're all human and we all are fallible, you know. We may flub our words sometimes or not say the exact thing we mean, or, you know, maybe not look our best because, like I said, tired from being up too late. So that doesn't matter. We're here. We're doing things. I'm at my computer getting ready to do some work on Restless Spirits Book 2. I had been posting on social media that my goal was to finish the first draft of this book by midnight last night. When I made that goal, I knew I wasn't going to make it because there was too much to be done. And as I was working, I was rethinking the story, revising things, and I do think it's improving the story, but that takes a lot of time. So I didn't get as much in the way of word count or progress in the story, but I think I've worked out some of the issues I felt I was having. And that's important too. So all progress is good progress, and I'm going to continue working on that. My hope is to get it into edits by the beginning of February. So that gives me a full month. That's plenty of time. I am well over 30,000 words, and I think the story is coming together pretty well. So really what I want to do, hopefully with my videos, is to encourage you to be yourself. Don't be too much of a perfectionist. If there's something you want to try, don't be afraid of failing. Just try it, because you never know what might happen. You may be really good at something, or you could be terrible, but you might have a lot of fun anyway. So I'm going to try to do more of the things that bring me joy, whether I'm good at them or not. I'm going to share those things with you on here. The Life of a Writer series will continue, and I will try to occasionally post I don't know about a tutorial, because I don't know. Really, what I've learned is everyone is very different, and there are certain things we should do to try to create a good story, but it's so unique to the writer that I don't feel I can really provide any good, gosh, now I'm losing words, any good tips or tricks. other than just to be yourself and be there. Be in the moment, write what you enjoy, or paint, or, whatever you enjoy if you're not a writer. If you are a reader, thank you for checking this out, because readers are very important to the life of a writer. Without readers, we're just putting our work out into the world and it sits there. And that's what my books have been doing so far. But I'm hoping to change that, because I feel I may not be the best writer in the world. I may not be the worst writer in the world. But hopefully I have stories that might entertain someone somewhere. They might even become someone's favorite book. I've read some absolutely atrocious stories that I can't stop thinking about. So I think that gives me the encouragement I need to continue doing what I'm doing. So again, I apologize for this ramble. This video is definitely all over the place, but I wanted to come on here to start the year the way I mean to continue. I encourage you to do the same thing. If you are watching this on January 1st, or whenever you may be watching this, start fresh. It doesn't matter what day it is. Do something that brings you joy. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't let other people discourage you from doing the things you love. And most of all, try to have the best day that you can. Thank you for listening to my ramble, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful day. This is Cassidy Carson, and The Life of a Writer.